Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text the Morning Rush on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
And we welcome you into a What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush. You heard Sam Pittman there talking about battles this upcoming season. The quarterback one being the one that will be the most talked about all offseason. Now, he has the right to change his mind if Taylon Green or Jacoby Criswell do not separate themselves, because it's a 2-quarterback race. It's not a 4-quarterback race or a 5-quarterback race. It's a 2-man quarterback race. And we'll see what happens. We'll see who gets named to start at the end of spring, or if he goes back on that, we'll see what other positions end up being challenges and challenged by other players within that football program as they get ready. We are 178 days out from Arkansas taking on UAPB in Little Rock. You also heard Vahiva Aloy's grand slam. Vahiva has not had the best hitting performance coming over from Sacramento State just yet. Did have a home run rob yesterday and then smack that grand slam, which it went like 400 plus feet. You had Chuck on the call there. He was doing the game yesterday. So encouraging for Aloy, encouraging for Dave Van Horn, and Arkansas baseball gets a 9-7 victory over in-state school UCA.
I was at the game. That was a hard-fought game, and you felt like going into the game it was going to be tied because of the way UCA had played LSU in a couple of games that were tight games. But Aloy gets his first home run of the year. That went 442 feet. Had a good wind blowing out to left center yesterday, and he had a chance for a second granny in the game. I don't know how many players have ever hit 2 grand slams in the game, in a single game, but it'd have to be a short list. He didn't do it, but he had a chance when he came up later in the game to have another grand slam home run. So it's rare you get a chance with bases loaded twice in a game.
Did that one get robbed too? Was it pretty close to, because his first shot was the guy had to pluck it from the fence line.
But you're right on the first, and that was his first home run, the one that did get out. And it was a no doubter when it left the bat.
Mm-hmm. So
good day at the ballpark. Decent crowd for a Tuesday at 3. There were a lot of UCA fans there.
70 something degrees yesterday.
No, it was perfect. In fact, by the end of the game, because it was very comfortable when we started, but the game ended 6-ish. And it was starting to get a little chilly. I was on the kind of behind home plate near first base side, and wind was picking up. It was starting to cool off as the sun was setting. So it was perfect ballpark weather yesterday. It was absolutely perfect.
Well, if you've got some thoughts on the baseball game from yesterday, some of Sam Pittman's comments, which you can hear on hitthatline.com, our YouTube channel as well. You can call or text us on the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. You can always watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. We're also on our new Hit That Line Now app. So a reminder, if you're ever out of the state of Arkansas and you're not in one of our listening areas, you can still listen to us in the mornings, the afternoons, and also the middays as well.
Yeah, so be sure to download that Apple App Store or wherever you're at. I've watched part of, but didn't get the whole 30 minutes in. I got to go back and do that today. What did you think of Sam Pittman yesterday? Spent a half hour giving his thoughts on this year's football team.
I got a lot of stuff I jotted down. I listened to it last night and listened to it again this morning. This is enough content, not just for today, but really Thursday and Friday as well, in addition to talking about this basketball game tonight and some of the baseball tidbits from yesterday. But he talked about the quarterback competition, which is going to be, again, the most paid attention to aspect of this football team, in addition to the guys they may be out of the portal this season. A couple guys no longer with the team, including Andrew Chambly and Miss Lisa's favorite player, Jashad Stewart. Really didn't get a lot of updates on why, just more of they're off the team. You've got some injuries to deal with, guys coming back from injury like Ty Washington, Maury Wiggins. Luke Haas is apparently good to go on that, which is, again, the tight end position was at one point of strength, and just like that, your top 2 guys go down, and all of a sudden it becomes not exactly the strength of your football team. But Petrino getting his hands on this offense, And this is what I said, and I remember talking about this last summer when Petrino was in College Station. I never felt like that Jimbo would give him the full keys to the offense. Like if you work for a Jimbo Fisher or a Gus Malzahn or someone that has that background, is known for being an offensive guy in a past life, then they're never going to fully relinquish that power. And you got a sense from when Petrino first got hired that it was exactly that case. He had to change a bunch of things, and he still had to follow what Jimbo wanted to do in a lot of areas. It seems like based on what Pittman, now again, the surface of something doesn't necessarily mean it's exactly like that behind the scenes, but on the surface, it feels like that Petrino is going to have more control of this offense, what I would think would be more of a positive than maybe the reins that were never relinquished in College Station.
Well, maybe, but it's not like I've never gotten the sense that Sam Pittman had a heavy hand in play calling or the the day-to-day operation of, if you will, or maybe the hour-to-hour operation of the offense. I mean, have you ever sensed that?
No, the coaching styles of Jimbo and Sam Pittman are, I think, vastly different.
Right. I mean, what happened over in College Station is not really a concern here, and I think that's one of the reasons Bobby Petrino was probably interested in this opportunity. I don't know how many suitors were out there for his services anyway, but we will see if it's a good fit. We are all hoping this is the right fit, but I think the right fit for Bobby Petrino is where he has a lot more freedom. He is one of the best play callers in college football in the last 15 or 20 years. So why would you want to interrupt that? Why would you want to stand in the way of him doing his thing? You're right. Sam doesn't have a history of calling plays. He's still the head coach. He'll still make the big decisions on third down, fourth down, kick, punt, those type of things. But, I would fully expect Bobby Petrino to have both hands on the wheel here.
And I would say a beef of mine, and I've got probably 4 or 5 beefs that we'll get into this morning. You can do so again on the McLarty Daniel Hotline at any point with this. And Sam kind of joked about it yesterday, is every coach feels like they've got something great going on in the spring. All we're going to hear about positives. Maybe you'll hear something between now and the spring game about a terrible practice or a terrible week or something, but it's overly positive, which gets saturated to a certain degree, and that just kind of irks me a little bit. I would like to hear some back and forth, a little more back. This is not a fault of Sam Pittman's. It's just college football coaches in the spring. You don't get a true sense or a true feel of how you should feel about this upcoming season. So that's a beef of mine this morning, but he kind of alluded to it. He knows that that's just kind of the way of spring practice and the way of head coaches and press conferences.
Smack Daddy's beef today is that when a radio host leaves their listeners stranded, as he says, to not be able to hear their wise information that they give daily so they can play golf with their buddies and then get in the car and didn't hear why Tommy was gone yesterday. Well, there was golf with buddies and there was baseball with buddies too. So I guess I'm guilty, Smack Daddy. But if that's your beef, I'm sorry I let you down. So,
just middle of a crazy time right now. All this stuff
crazy
going
time,
on.
yeah.
All this stuff going on. Yeah. If there's a day.
Yeah, you're right.
All this.
I needed to rest up for this March Madness run we're going to get on. Yeah,
it's going to be extensive. Let me tell you. Yeah. If there was a day in March the last couple of years to do it, this would be the one based on their NCAA tournament success.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, brought to you by the Fence Man, 782-3936. That's the number. Anything involving fence, gates, powered automatic gates, anything that you need for the perimeter of your home or business, they can handle. Also controlled access as well. So the Fence Man can do that as well. So if you need card readers or things like that to access certain areas of your property, they can do that. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. I guess it's just good to be missed.
I guess. Smack Daddy, we appreciate your text. We'll get to more of them throughout the morning.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here and hitthatline.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Somebody get him a plane ticket for New York City.
Hey, I'm Hagen Smith. As an Arkansas pitcher, I know the importance of precision, skill, and keeping cool under pressure. That's why for your home, choosing the right team for heating and air is just as important. You want professionals who bring their best game. When it comes to staying comfortable, I rely on Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric. They'll send pros to take care of your home, too. Sign up now for Pascal's Plan Protection membership before the summer heat for only $8.99 a month. Never pay for a tune-up again when they're included in your membership. Professional people, professional service. Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
A lot of batters have been striking out lately. Don't do that. Hit a home run with Wheeler Power Sports and the Slingshot by Polaris. They're going to make a donation to charity for every strikeout by our favorite college baseball team for the month of March and for every new Slingshot sold by Wheeler Power Sports. So join the fun and get out on the open road on a new or pre-owned Polaris Slingshot. Check them out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see them at 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith.
Hey, Wiz.
Billy, K is for horses. Are my ears that long?
Oh, you got me again. I'm gonna order a large Boss Hog pizza for fishing tomorrow.
That's a lot of food. You taking a friend?
No, sir. I'm gonna use it as bait.
Pizza as bait for fishing?
Yes'm. The catfish love 'em. Some Jim's Razorback pizza.
They do?
Yes'm. They chase the bacon faster than green grass through a goose.
Bacon? Never would have thunk it.
Yup, and they come right to the river's edge when I call them too. Woo! Fish suing!
Oh, blessed Billy. All right, son. Have fun fishing.
Jim's Razorback Pizza. Blessed to serve you. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Are you looking for a change of scenery? Lavorne Lumber is looking to hire a Class A CDL flatbed driver for a regional position. Lavorne Lumber is highly competitive in pay. Lavorne Lumber is a family-owned lumber and trucking company. Home most nights and every single weekend. Guaranteed. Lavorne Lumber has top-of-the-line equipment. If you're interested in the job, stop by Lavorne Lumber at 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, Monday through Friday from 9 to 4.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we have the biggest and best selection of premium pre-owned vehicles we've had in years. Many with low miles and those special features you're looking for, and each one road ready certified with warranty. Be sure to ask about the weekly specials that can save you up to $4,000. Road ready certified used cars and savings up to $4,000. Two more reasons all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Your presence is honor enough. Yeah. That's plenty, believe me. Nothing in one. The pitch swung on, skied into center. Hit well. Sturgeon going back at the track, at the wall. He looks up, and it is gone.
Please rate and review the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Give us 5 stars to help us get our content out to the rest of the Razorback family. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Quinn in Clarksville asked the question on the McLarty Daniel Hotline, asking if Bobby Petrino will stay up in the box or if he will be on the field. I would guess up in the box, especially with the helmet communication. Sam Pittman kind of alluded to it yesterday. Again, if you want to watch his press conference in its entirety, it's on hitthatline.com and our YouTube channel. It sounds like it's going to pass along with the tablets and the 2-minute warning. For Petrino, he was up in the box in College Station last year with the enhanced communication aspect that he would have with his quarterback and the ability to see that entire field. I think he's going to end up in the box. Now, Pittman did not say one way or another yesterday, but that's just my guess in regards to where he'll be this season.
Hey, no, I'm not sure if one-way communication with Bobby Petrino in your ear is always going to be a great thing. That will be interesting. That would be an interesting change for him as well. All right, we'll talk more about this. We're brought to you by our friends at Modular Orange. If your business needs a great-looking website, or if you're struggling right now to update yours, find the passcodes for yours, maybe you gotten renewal notices and you don't even know how to log in. If you've got a list of problems from simple to complex, Modular Orange can build, write, design, host, secure. What other? I guess those would be adverbs, right? Because they're actions. What other actions could be taken? They'll do it all for you to make sure that you have a great presence online. We used to think about storefronts. Businesses other than downtown areas don't have storefronts anymore where they decorate and design the windows. It's not as prevalent as it was when, in days gone by. But your website has become your 24-hour storefront. It's where people shop when you're not open. That's why we used to go window shopping. Well, now people window shop at your website. It's the first impression they get about you as the business owner or operator. It's the first impression that people often make about your product or service. You proud of that? If not, it's time to call our friends at Modular Orange. 479-755-3043, 755-3043, or see examples of the work and get more questions answered at modularorange.com.
So still plenty to get to in regards to what Sam Pittman had to say yesterday, and he touched on a variety of things, including the quarterback competition, which said this yesterday, and Tommy, tell me if you disagree. It's not really a 4 or 5 man race; it's a 2-man race.
I'd agree with that. I mean, I think I think we've all assumed, and I think it's a reasonable assumption you wouldn't bring Taylor Green in to not be the starter, but I think we've all, I shouldn't paint that with that broader brush. I think there's too many that have written off Jacoby Criswell far too early.
And I have.
I think that is way premature. I think this kid just hasn't gotten a chance at North Carolina behind some great quarterbacks. It was settled here last year with KJ. I think that's going to be a better battle than we give credit to.
Well, when asked about it yesterday, here's what Sam Pittman said about the quarterback battle.
I think we can. I think with some of the things that we're doing, 7-on-7, it's going to be a lengthier period, more reps and things of that nature. We have to see who can throw and who can catch for that matter. Probably 5 guys in there vying for that spot, obviously with Taylor and Malachi and Chris, and I like Ledbetter. I mean, him coming over from baseball, he's done a nice job of showing his leadership ability and everything. And then I think we've got something special in KJ Jackson for our future. And so we need to figure out all that kind of stuff, and excited to get going with that.
So just to run through it again, Taylor Green's the transfer from Boise State. I know that we haven't talked football extensively in a while, so just to get back. Jacoby transferred back from North Carolina. He's a young man from Mortensen. You got KJ Jackson, the kid they got out of Alabama. Malachi Singleton is going to be a redshirt freshman from Georgia. And then Austin Ledbetter played quarterback and baseball at Bryant, started his career with the Arkansas baseball team, and is now switched back to football. So that's kind of your quarterback room. There's probably another walk-on or two that I haven't mentioned, but that's kind of the real guys that mattered at that point. And you heard from Sam Pittman there. The one thing I think
I'm sorry, I don't want to put you on a spot. I shouldn't ask you a question we hadn't talked about, but do you know how many years of eligibility does Green and Criswell have left? I
think Criswell is 2. And I think Green is 3.
Okay. Because I think that's a key piece of information in this, because if I'm Malachi Singleton and I don't see a path for the next 2 or 3 seasons, don't you have to really start evaluating what you want to do moving forward? I mean, so I think that's, key information in this discussion.
And you bring that up, and that kind of leads me right to my other point, where I think there is a possibility. I guess there's always a possibility as you go across college campuses. Jacoby was listed as a redshirt sophomore. This says a redshirt senior on his current profile at that. So maybe he just does have one.
Yeah, with the COVID year, that's why I asked, because I
think it's.
I wish they'd listed.
I thought he still had
COVID deal. Still, at some point we'll cycle out of COVID years.
Yeah, I thought it was still 2 years, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is just one.
I thought Criswell had 2. I wasn't sure about Green.
That setup. So you mentioned again Malachi Singleton, and that's a fair point to make. What I wonder is, will you see one of those quarterbacks transfer out after spring? Now, it is very difficult to win a job post-spring, like transferring in somewhere else post-spring to winning that said job, but kids always don't always think about it that way. They just feel like, I didn't get a shot, or I didn't win the job, I'm going to transfer because I feel bad or whatever, and they do. And again, this is not just an issue, or not even an issue, but a circumstance in Fayetteville. I just think there's a possibility, if you do name that starter like Sam Pittman alluded to in that conversation with Brandon Marcello, then I think there's a possibility you will see one of those. I don't think Ledbetter's going to transfer as an in-state kid, but I think there is a possibility you do see one of those 4 guys transfer out. And I think Chris is his last year. If he's got 2 years left, you're still like right behind. So if Taylor Green was to get injured or something, which you don't want, but that is where he could potentially be in that role if Green goes down, if Green is named the starter.
And guys do give up too soon, and it's too easy to move and give up these days. But I just think that I tend to agree with you. Not all of these quarterbacks will be here in August. I think that's ultimately the bottom line of what you're saying is this whole room will not be intact when they start, preseason camp.
Devin wants to know, and I don't know which 4-star he was referring to, because Jacoby was a 4-star. I think Talon was a 3-star, and then also Malachi Singleton and KJ Jackson are 4-stars. So, Devin, I don't know who you're referring to, which 4-star. A 4-star, in fact, a couple 4-stars will be sitting on the bench at the quarterback position. So they really do like KJ Jackson. I remember that Petrino and Pittman were talking about him, and then Pittman mentioned him again. He's a true freshman, though. He's not going to play. I mean, it would be the spottiest of spot minutes. Maybe he gets in against UAPB, but he's not going to factor in this quarterback race. Again, I would be floored if this was anything more than a 2-quarterback race.
$72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Give me the hogs, Chuck. Give me the hogs.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Call or text the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McLarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McLarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McLarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McLarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jones Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jones Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor Abe from Woodland. Read about it.
This video is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Call or text the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963.
McLarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McLarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McLarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McLarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a
the athletic director is supposed to be voting on that this week, I think. That's, if you talk to high school coaches, they're not too keen on kids signing before their senior year. Several reasons. Number one, the motivation of playing and trying to impress and trying to just let the college coaches know that you're this quality prospect. Well, if you're already signed, some kids may lose that motivation. And then Buck James had a good point. Wrote about this on Sunday. A guy signs, say in June, and he's already focused on NIL deals during a senior year season. So, and then guys opting out of their senior season, like you said. I don't know. There's a lot of really unknowns. You really wouldn't know until it happened, and see if any of these concerns would come true, but there are definitely some possibilities, that you have to consider. And I just think that I get, college coaches wanting to wrap everything up before the season. I get that, but at the same time, these kids a lot of times it seems like they're trying to make the decision a little quicker than what they should.
In your opinion, though, what would best serve the student athlete? What would be best for the high school kid? An early signing period in June or sometime in the summer, maybe as late as early August, or to keep things the way they are now? What's best for the kid themselves and taking the school's worries and concerns over trouble they don't have yet out of it?
Something that I heard a couple of months ago, and it's not being thrown around, in the media or by the NCAA or coaches, but I'd heard that there's a possibility of of starting a signing period, say in August, and it would run all the way to December. If a kid, say in the middle of this season, wanted to sign, he could sign. That's also maybe a little too early, in my opinion, but it's just I don't know, man. There's a lot to think about. I would table everything right now and just hold off and consider all this a little bit longer before just jumping in and doing it all of a sudden. I mean, they're supposedly talking about it far as in June now, this June. So I just think it's being rush, and I'm not so sure that we truly know, but I just tend to think that it's being rushed too quickly.
Talking with Richard Davenport, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports, McLarty Daniel Hotline. So on that note, Richard, does it pass?
It depends on what the coaches are telling the ADs. If the ADs are the ones voting, and I mean they're going to probably go by what the college coaches want. But at the same time, I think if you're a college coach, you got to listen to high school coaches. I mean, a lot of guys that are in college right now coaching started in the high school ranks, and they can kind of sympathize with the high school coaches. So I tend to think that they'll go ahead and pass it, but at the same time, I hope the college coaches also listen to the high school coaches.
Speaking of high school, tell us about Keldon Jones and Branson Hickman, some of the guys that you've written about recently.
Yeah, Jones is 6'5", 320 from Coffeyville, Kansas. Not the junior college, but local high school. He visited Arkansas January the 27th. Got an offer from Coach Pittman, and looks like he may visit during his spring break next week. And then he said he's going to come back in June for an official visit. He's going to also visit Texas Tech and Penn State, or two other schools that he wants to visit officially. But you hear Coach Mateos and his name mentioned quite a lot by the recruits, and they're just talking about the relationships that they have with him and how often he's in contact with them, and you hear that from a lot of the guys that he's recruiting. So that tells you that he's working his butt off trying to get kids on campus, and then it's paying off.
Richard, Ty was mentioning earlier, part of what Sam Pittman shed light on, Andrew Chamblee was one of a couple of players no longer on the roster. He didn't elaborate, but is there any daylight you can shed on that matter, and what's the next step maybe for Andrew Chamblee?
Yeah, what he said as far as not losing his love for the game, from what I can gather, that is definitely that is true, and I'm aware that Andrew posted something on Instagram yesterday saying not done yet or something. I mean, I'm not sure exactly, but at this time I don't expect him back. But at the same time, when you're away from football a little bit, and you may be a little burned out, maybe you get that desire to play again. Maybe he'll do that. I don't know, between now and next season. But right now, I think Andrew's an excellent student. He's a guy that has a lot going for him other than football, and has his sights set on big things outside of football. So it wouldn't shock me that he decides to just be a regular student, like Coach Pittman says, and be a long-term student and not play football.
Where does that leave Arkansas, numbers wise, and how does that change the dynamics on the offensive line?
Well, it does definitely change. I mean, because he had some experience, and he was open, another year of the off season and development, that he would be able to progress and play in the fall, and he's definitely got the potential to be a top tier SEC lineman. But if you don't have that love and that desire, I mean, that's obviously a big part of that. But I think they're sitting at 13 right now. Scholarship guys on the offensive line, you like about 15 to 17, and I think Sam kind of hit on that they're going to be looking for a couple more probably in the portal. And you have Branson Hickman, the SMU center, that's going to be coming in on Friday and making an official visit. I think Arkansas is in good shape with him. He does plans to make some other official visits, and then make a decision probably in April. But I think probably him, if you can, get him on board, and maybe another offensive tackle, I think you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Pittman also mentioned center, linebacker, and was asked about D tackle too. So those are some of the kind of the position groups they're looking for. At this
linebacker,
point.
yeah, definitely linebacker, because the numbers are low there too at our scholarships.
Richard, Tommy asked you about Andrew Chamblee. Jashad Stewart also mentioned not being on the team. I'm assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, assuming that had to do with maybe the arrest late in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's when he got suspended, and I don't know all the details, but obviously the allegations are quite concerning. So I guess that Coach Pittman, checked into it and decided that it was best that he not be part of the team, which obviously he played quite a bit last year, in previous years, and you know, he would have been an upperclassman, so that kind of hurts. But at the same time, you got to make a stand.
Last thing before we let you go, one basketball question. So the guys that were listed for walking on senior night tonight, last game in Bud Walton Arena, I think the majority of them are out of eligibility. I think Dennis J. Harris has another year. Also, Devo Davis has another year, but he's walking. Does that lead you to believe that this will be Devontae Davis's final home game as an Arkansas Razorback?
I think so. I think I just tend to think that he's probably ready to go, to the next chapter. I can't say 100%, but I would tend to think that's probably his plan. But I guess we'll eventually see.
All right, we'll leave it there. Richard, appreciate the time. We'll do it next week.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
All right, Richard Davenport and all of our guests join us on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville. A good deal is never too far away. Always online at McLartyDaniel.com.
So you mentioned the Andrew Chamblee thing. Here is Sam Pittman's full explanation of not just the Andrew Chamblee stuff, but the other injuries that they're currently dealing with and guys that are back this offseason.
Maury Wiggins had cartilage trimmed, so I don't know that he'll be able to go Thursday, Friday. He may be back on Sunday. Tyrus Washington will be able to catch some passes after spring break. He'll probably miss totally the first 5 days. We just got to make sure he doesn't go on the ground with that shoulder. But he's coming along. He's ahead of schedule with that shoulder. We need to be really smart with him this spring. Andrew Chamblee just lost the love for the game and decided to start his college as a regular student career. Missouri Madison had a scooter accident, and he tore his ACL. And that was maybe 2 or 3 days ago, maybe 4 days, maybe last week. Just hit a curve and put his leg out straight, and then the ACL couldn't handle that pressure. It's a shame because he's really a talented guy, and, he'll get stronger and bigger in those things, and he'll be back. As you know, an ACL injury takes a while, so he probably won't be back till either the end of this season, maybe get prepared maybe in a bowl situation, or come back next spring.
Of all the ways to tear your ACL, being on a scooter is typically not one that happens.
Well, but we all worry about being injured while playing, but there's a million ways to hurt yourself. And maybe the odds are better one thing versus the other. I get that, but the idea that we can just all walk around and be a part of society and avoid injury, you wouldn't think sticking your leg out would do that. And I don't know how fast the scooter is going. Don't know anything about it. We're learning about this, but yeah, you can see how that happened. But my point is we always, let's not play in the bowl game. Let's opt out of our senior season. Let's do this. Let's worry about all these things that might happen. No one says, you really shouldn't ride that scooter. You could tear your ACL up. No one ever says that.
With all the NIL money these players are getting, that should be, one of the requirements is you kind of take it easy for a little bit, at least while you're. You
ever tried to park on that campus up there?
Yes.
I can tell you about it.
It's not fun.
That's why the scooter is the convenience.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily avoiding.
Oh, I didn't think about that. He's probably using that.
The scooter is to get you around.
I thought he was just messing around on a scooter.
No. This is so parking at the U of A is as worse as it's ever been. You got 30,000 plus students for a campus that shouldn't have more than 20, but they'll take 10,000 other checks in this situation. And the scooter access, like Tommy talking about, the parking lots for cars are always filled, but the scooter lots are easy accessible and they're closer to classrooms, so that's why so many more students
park
have
at the front door in some places.
Yeah, the scooter is the best investment. If you have a daughter, son, niece, nephew, grandson, granddaughter, it's the best investment you can ever make for them at the University of Arkansas.
You have to have a scooter permit there, like you do.
Yeah, $65.
Oh, that's all. Huh?
Well, it's better than the.
Who gets that?
I want to say the U of A.
Yeah,
it's better than the.
What's a parking permit?
Like 600 something,
yeah,
and that was
stupid.
And that was when I was in school, so it's gone up probably exponentially since. The best investment, if you have one of those kiddos, I would make it if you trust them in that situation. My dad made me wear a helmet because one of my brother's friends passed away due to a motorcycle accident his sophomore year, And I kind
Did you always wear it? Did you listen to Dad's instructions?
I actually did. That
might be what's leading to this receding hairline.
It could be. Yeah,
that helmet head.
I asked about it. I got some. I've got some messages about that yesterday. That's a beef of mine this morning, along with my sleep apnea that I just can't fall. I woke up 4 times last night.
How do you know it's sleep apnea?
Isn't that just the term when you can't fall asleep?
No. That's insomnia.
Okay, insomnia. Same thing.
No, it's not the same. It is not the same thing at all.
Tomato, potato, same thing.
No, it's not.
So
about as similar as a tomato and a potato.
Get a mouth guard to help with that.
So what is explain to me the difference for
Well, sleep apnea is when your air passage shuts off and you are not breathing.
Okay,
in your sleep, and then you wake yourself up. In generally heavy snores have sleep apnea.
Okay,
and then you go to the doctor and you get one of those masks that you wear at night to get a good oxygen flow, which I hear are amazing. But yeah, insomnia is a whole different animal.
My father snores like a chainsaw, and it's really funny. I'm assuming that's hereditary. Maybe it's not. I've never. Most of the time when I've crashed or been told by someone, I don't snore, so that's a good sign, at least at 29, but that's to come. But insomnia, it drives me insane. Like, I go to bed now. I try to go to bed between 8 and 8:30 every night because that 3:30 alarm comes a lot quicker in the morning. And when you do that, there's intent behind it that you get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So when you wake up 4 or 5 times, it is definitely a beef on What's Your
Melatonin,
Beef
baby.
Wednesday.
Take them melatonin
It doesn't
gummies.
work. I have those. I have melatonin. I have one other thing that doesn't.
Up the dosage.
It doesn't work for me. I still wake up at this point. And again, as I've aged, I've had to go to the bathroom more at night, which is frustrating.
You're way too young for that problem.
Well, it's a problem that I'm dealing with, the sleep apnea. But I got some recommendations about. I got a biotin recommendation. Which do you know what biotin is?
No.
Apparently, it's a natural supplement that helps increase hair.
A mouthpiece.
No, for hair, Christian, for hair.
Mouthpiece. Yeah.
For sleep apnea.
I was thinking you were supposed to go along with me there, Chris.
No, to help increase it.
we were gonna convince him there was a mouthpiece to grow hair.
To help grow hair.
Come on, man, pick it up.
I would ball it. I have a few Morning Rush listeners that said embrace the balding. It's part of it.
Yeah.
Some said to go on a carnivore diet. Some suggested Hims, which I know
carnivore diet.
Yeah, which I know is playing on ESPN nationally. And there's there's a dermatologist rec that I was also told to go about and get prescribed to, but I don't know if I want to go the prescription route at this point.
Well,
I'm not going to shave it.
Yeah, need to do something quick. It's getting worse by the day.
That's just not funny. That's like me calling you. That's like me calling you fat. That's
well, I
just
am fat.
That's just not funny.
I embrace it. I am.
There's.
What's the problem?
There's other aspects that I find getting make fun of. I just don't like.
You don't think you're going to hurt my feelings,
and
I
asked my father. I was like, Dad, what did you do about? Because he has a good chunk of hair, but it's also like half bald, half hair, and he's like, I don't care. I was like, well, I kind of care. Like I kind of want to keep this hair at this point.
A good chunk of hair.
Yeah,
but it's fallen out over the last 30 days. It looks like
at this point. So,
how much do you spend monthly on unclogging your shower drain?
Not my roommate's is the one that's clogged up because he's had to deal with that to that point.
Maybe we get Joe Buck on the phone. We'll find out where he got his hair plugs. Done. Yeah,
he spent a lot of money. Didn't he miss a game? Remember that story that came out that he got hair plugs and he lost his voice?
Yeah,
like the
from
next
the
day.
anesthesia or
Is
something?
that what it was?
Yeah.
Gosh, that would terrify me.
How would you like to? You wake up, you can't talk, and that's how you make your living because you were worried about hair plugs when you're on camera. How much is Joe Buck on camera in a game? 4 minutes maybe total.
Well, we're on camera now. We're on camera now.
Well, I don't know that streaming on the internet on YouTube is quite the same as being on the Super Bowl. Maybe,
I don't know
but
why. I don't
maybe
know.
Maybe it is. But I'm not aware.
We're up like 4 or 5 times the amount of our usual viewers this morning.
Well, it's because I'm back. I mean, I wasn't here yesterday, and clearly the numbers tanked.
Well,
I'm back today, and we got 4 times the audience. So,
at all.
If you think it's coincidence, then go ahead and think that.
Yeah, you were here.
You wait till Clay comes on later. That number's really going up.
They're really going to rise at this point.
You don't need me to take any more days off for golf, beers, and baseball.
I'll just take all the days off from here on out.
I don't know that the servers can handle it.
Yeah.
Christian, can you imagine what the numbers would be if it's just me and Chuck? Holy moly.
They'd go through the roof at this point. Chuck's too afraid.
On camera. Yeah.
Chuck's too afraid to be on camera.
We're both afraid to do too much, all the work. We need you to do all the work.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Robbie says, don't confuse the blue pills for the hair. I'll try not to do that at one point. I'm scared if I ever take one of those ED pills that I won't be able to get rid of the side effects. Or not side effects, the actual effects it's what's supposed to be. Big Mike says, at your
That's
age,
your concern.
Yeah, that's my concern. At your age, peeing at night, you need to get your prostate checked in
You're
case.
You're 29. You shouldn't be having I'm 48 and I don't have that problem.
Wake up all the time and do
I do too.
Oh, I
don't know.
I don't know why.
Boys.
Let's see. I'm just cycling.
That comes with age, but I'm 48 and don't have that.
We got a text from a doctor, Dr. Tyler in Fayetteville this morning. Said, in all seriousness, if you're having to get up in the middle of the night at your age and go pee, you're losing your hair, you may want to go see a doctor.
Exactly.
I can't remember if I've had my yearly checkup with Dr. Cowell.
You can't remember? That would be a no then.
What is it, March? No, I haven't had. I think I usually do that in the summer. All my stuff came back good last time. Disappointed sports fan on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. No hair and no girlfriend. Wow. Tough. Justin Nutt from the Delph started a GoFundMe for Ty's hair transplant.
Yeah,
I have
okay.
my old roommate's he's completely bald and he's going to go to Turkey and get his hair back.
Maybe
apparently.
the people that do those adopt a pet commercials that make you so we can do one like that for just $9 a month. You can help Ty with his hair transplant procedure. We'll get like one of these really sad show a puppy dog, you holding a puppy dog with this balding, receding hairline. Yeah, I think we could make this work. Radio broadcast advertising is an effective way to raise that money, Ty.
I think it would. We'd be able to raise some funds on that. And any time that I don't have to pay for something that benefits me, I'm 100% okay with it.
Disappointed sportsman, no hair, no girlfriend. You left out no golf game either.
Yeah, golf game.
Golf game's pretty weak too.
It's been better.
We broke 100 yet?
No.
Okay.
Hog Mafia.
Get back to me then.
It's better though. I didn't say it's great. It's better. Hog Mafia sits at 56. Rarely does he get up in the night to go to the restroom. Hog Mafia. I'm going to be honest. It's pretty often for me at this point. I drink
one time a night.
It's annoying.
Yeah, one time. Like last night it was twice. But I do drink a lot of water, so maybe that has.
Well, how much
something to
is
do
a
with
lot
it.
of water?
You see the
no, I'm not logging your water intake, honestly.
The amount of water bottles that we go through at this company.
Yeah,
for
but
small.
See, I go into dad mode. And I just have to keep my mouth shut because I can't tell you how many we throw away that are 3/4 full, half full, fourth full. Just like in my house with Coke Zero cans, you pick one up and it's 2 days old, no fizz, not cold, been sitting there, wasted.
It's not me, man.
Oh yeah, that's exactly
That's not
what
me,
they say
man.
in my house.
It's not me, man.
And I don't drink very many carbonated drinks.
I'm not gonna pin the blame on anyone, but it's not me.
But am
man.
I right? Aren't there bottles left all over this building that are just half full?
I'm not gonna push back at all.
Maybe we'll just.
Travis in Yellville says I should purchase a wig.
Purchase a wig?
Listen, I do a lot of things wrong. Not finishing my water bottles does not get lumped in that category.
Embrace it, man. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Great words of advice this morning about my receding hairline on the sides. Even my friend said something this past weekend at the wedding. Said, "You gonna fix that?" I was like, "Golly, guys! Like I just walked in. I just got into Dallas. Immediate pot shot. Immediate.
It's because we love you, Ty. We're worried about you. You're single. You're 29. You can't break 100, and your hair's falling out.
I don't know.
I mean, we love you, and we're concerned.
I don't know what else I have to live for. Let's be
Hour
honest.
2.
Yeah, hour 2.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Get ready for a new year of work with limited time savings on Bobcat equipment at Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. Get as low as 0% for 72 months on a Bobcat compact tractor, or choose a free front-end loader when you buy with cash. Special offers are also available on Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing as low as 0% for 48 months, or rebates up to $900 on select models. Call Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas or come by to get these great deals. Hurry, these offers end March 31st. Some exclusions apply.
This is the Morning Rush.
Diamond Center is proud to present our inaugural Whiskey and Watches event. Now is your chance to get your hands on that timeless timepiece you've been dreaming of. Between now and Thursday, April 25th, in our Fort Smith store, call or stop by to pre-order your watch. Then join us on Thursday, April 25th for a night of celebration featuring rare whiskeys, cigars, and luxury watches. This is your opportunity to add that watch that you've always had an eye on to your collection. For more information or to pre-order your watch today, give us a call. The Diamond Center, celebrating a legacy of love.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we have the biggest and best selection of premium pre-owned vehicles we've had in years. Many with low miles and those special features you're looking for, and each one road ready certified with warranty. Be sure to ask about the weekly specials that can save you up to $4,000. Road ready certified used cars and savings up to $4,000. Two more reasons all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Subiaco in Scranton. If you made a resolution to get reliable internet for the new year, WAVE Rural Connect can make that happen. The latest zone covering Subiaco in Scranton is now open. Make this New Year's resolution come true with internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or phone 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and WAVE Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky today. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be right around the upper 60s. A chance of an isolated shower or rumble of thunder tonight, and overnight low in the low 50s. And then Thursday, showers with a slight chance of thunder, our high low to mid 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather update is brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell, ready to serve you. KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3.
Got a lot of battles, a lot of challenges that we have, a lot of depth chart battles and things of that nature coming into spring that's going to be exciting to figure out.
Vahiva Alloy waits on the 0-1. Bryce Parlin delivers, swinging a long one to left field. That ball's going to go. It is gone. A grand slam for Vahiva Alloy, and the Razorbacks lead it 4-2.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studio. Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text the Morning Rush on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
Maybe it's that ball cap that Chuck's talking about.
Ball cap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it's the ball cap leading to all this receding hairline we were talking about at the end of the hour.
But I don't really wear one. My hair's cut now, so I don't really wear a ball cap anymore. I won't start wearing a ball cap till the summer, maybe. Late summer when the hair starts growing out a little bit at this point. But hopefully that will stop. Still getting text via the McLarty Daniel hotline if you want to jump in. 877-377-6963. Magnesium was also suggested by Carson in Rogers to help sleep better. That and along with the melatonin. I have both sitting next to my bed. One's a chewy, one's just a pill, not a pill, but something like that. And
maybe you're getting your gummies mixed up.
I guess I need to get a stronger gummy. Maybe not a magnesium or a that descent at that point. Still getting also responses on the McLarty Daniel hotline about different hair procedures that I could try to
now on my
list luscious locks.
Now on my list of things to fix is your hair that's falling out.
That you're destroying each and every time you mention my hair.
I gotta fix your hair. I gotta fix your sleep patterns and your golf game. So I got a full plate around here.
Tempazam. Tyler says Tempazam helps him to sleep. You ever heard of Timazam?
Sounds like you know it. No, I haven't.
Okay. Jared Force.
Maybe you got a guilty conscience. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to lay it all out. What's really bothering you at night?
I don't have anything.
What's the anxiety that's really keeping you up? Yeah, I mean, clearly it's some kind of pent up anger, stress, anxiety, something.
No, I mean when you're in charge of basically running a podcast network, 4 radio stations.
I knew it was going to come back to
an app. I mean, it's work stressful, man. Maybe I'll teach you about it someday. At some point.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah. Jared Fort Smith says, according to the USGA, only 50% of amateur golfers break 100, only 2 to 5% break 80. So I am the bottom 50%. So I'm the lower half. Maybe I'll
How many break 80?
2 to 5%.
Well, then I was in that 2 to 5% yesterday.
There you go. Melatonin is apparently known for causing weird dreams, according to Jay in Cave Springs. Have you had weird dreams since you started partaking in melatonin?
Yeah, I had a dream. I did a radio show with a guy with a receding hairline that couldn't break 100.
See,
woke me up. I had to pee when I woke up.
I don't. The peeing aspect again. This is recently, Christian. You mentioned it as well. I mean, we're the same age, right around the same age.
I've been doing it since I was a teenager.
Okay, so you've had. This is relatively new for you. I used to be able to sleep great. I used to be a night owl, not a morning person. With age and maturity, I've kind of flipped the script. Now I go to bed at responsibility, flipped it, and now I wake up. But I just
Isn't it better though? You get your day going, and then by early afternoon, mid afternoon, you can go do what you want.
I just wake up with text and missed calls every single day, because I go to bed and my phone's on do not disturb, and there's not a single morning that I've woken up since I changed my schedule where I don't miss something.
It's been
from
6
the night
years
before.
You know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like there's always something that I missed out that
there's
night.
Some FOMO there.
To a certain degree. Yeah, you mentioned your sleep schedule is always screwed up on Monday. Like, we're both.
Oh, it is.
And I stay up later than you do. Like,
My basketball season's about to come to an end. His basketball season's winding down. So, there's nights I don't even get home till 11, 12, sometimes after midnight. Then back in here. So
those
I know
days,
about it.
those days are not fun doing the post-game midweek when Derek and Zach can. And then I'm waking up still at 3:30 the next morning. That is I wouldn't say that's beef, but definitely something on that.
Yeah. Hey, brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands, the best prices, Grand Design, Forest River, Brinkley Model Z's, all there. They're coming to Fort Smith soon with those Brinkleys. So you'll be able to buy in the River Valley coming up very soon, the Brinkley Model Z. So stay tuned for more details on that. It's also RV show season. Get the best pricing always at Wheels RV, and every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty as well. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Baseball team won 9-7 yesterday, courtesy of one of the Grand Slams of Viva Oyoe. I say one. He hit one. Had a chance to hit another bomb. Also had a bases loaded opportunity later on in the game. Has struggled a little bit at the plate this season, so really positive to hear from Dave Van Horn what he saw from his infielder.
He's a little frustrated, and he hit a ball last week and that would have went way out, but got held up in the wind. And he's been close, pressed a little bit, obviously, and swung at a good slider, maybe pitch earlier, 2 pitches earlier that was kind of down, and took a pitch, and then that slider was left up, and he got all of it. Really good to see because he works hard, hadn't complained.
And it was, as you said, a no-doubter in our number one. No chance that thing was coming back.
Wind blowing out left center yesterday, and it got up in the jet stream, and it was gone. Arkansas had a couple of home runs in the game. Like I said, had that one big inning that really saved them there in the third inning. It ended up being a tough battle with UCA. You expected that because UCA has played LSU like to a 2-0 game and a 6-4 game or something like that earlier in the year.
Big C, you said they beat Ole Miss too, right?
Yeah.
I think I was wrong. I think Arkansas State beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Okay. I got them confused.
Point was, you knew UCA wasn't going to just be your normal, no offense. When he had base runners on was just a little more uncomfortable. And that would seem to always be when he got himself into troubles, when had runners at first and second or, guys on base. That's when he seemed to compound his problems in those first 3 innings. So maybe that's everything. Maybe that's nothing. I don't know. I'd like someone that maybe watches with a little more trained eye to see what they think about that. But he certainly wasn't the Colin Fisher we'd seen before in the 3 innings of work yesterday. All right, we'll have baseball coming up later on this week because they play McNeese State. Ty, tonight it's LSU in Arkansas's final home basketball game.
Yeah, senior night, mentioned earlier with Richard Davenport, you have several guys walking. Some are out of eligibility, like L. Ellis, Jalen Graham, Mekhi Mitchell, Chandler Lawson, really your entire front court. You also have DJ Harris and Devo Davis. I'm expecting, because of this, Devo's not going to come back for another season. I could be wrong about that, but that's just what I'm reading in to this situation. But 5:30 pregame coverage beginning with Chuck and Z, and then we'll have Hog Reaction with Matt and Zach later on tonight, and our Morning Rush Daily Question next.
Find us on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McLarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McLarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McLarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McLarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how...
For the Red River Dodge Morning Rush Daily Question. Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess. I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
So as a kid, you like convenience, you like ease, and that's why frozen foods are often consumed more when you're an adolescent than you are now. Now, some of you still do that today, which is perfectly fine. It is National Frozen Food Day. I had a frozen pizza last night. It's a little kind of an easy way out when it comes to this question of your favorite frozen food on National Frozen Food Day. I am a Bagel Bites guy through and through. I have not had them in quite a number of years. I remember growing up, that was my favorite. I think pizza rolls are overrated.
Ooh,
I've never thought pizza rolls are that great. If I had the choice between Bagel Bites and pizza rolls, I'm taking Bagel Bites every single time. I could eat one of the Sam's Bagel Bites party packs all by myself. Throw those in the oven. Microwave, they're just okay. You put them in the oven, they're fantastic. But for my money, Bagel Bites are the best frozen food out there of any frozen food.
That's fine. You can be wrong. But pizza rolls are infinitely better than Bagel Bites. But frozen pizza has to be the #1 frozen food item, right? I mean, you really got to eliminate them from the conversation and then begin talking about everything else. Because is there a better selling frozen food, throw it in the oven than that?
It's easy. 15 minutes.
I mean, everything's flash frozen and bagged anymore because we have places like Sam's. So, my kids love chicken strips. We buy a bunch of those. I love the egg rolls. You can buy a box of those. We got one of them hot dog rollers. You just put them egg rolls on the hot dog roller. Boom.
Crispy.
Golden. It's easy.
And you guys both have air fryers too, correct? Big C, you have an air fryer, don't you? If I remember that right?
Used it last night.
Okay. Yeah. Those are, I do not have an air fryer. I just do everything on the stovetop or the stove. I probably need to get one at some point, but.
And my kids have gotten to the point they can, my wife buys those frozen pizzas. They just do them themselves.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy.
Right. Tyler in Greenwood said he likes his frozen deer out of the fridge. JT in Laurel, Mississippi likes the PB&J Uncrustables. I haven't had those in years.
Yeah, those are good.
DB in Clarksville bringing up your frozen egg rolls. Dakota and Marshall agrees with you. Pizza rolls are always superior to Bagel Bites, and he enjoys
pizza rolls with a little bit of ranch. Money.
Is ranch okay with you in this situation?
I've never said I wasn't good with ranch.
I
just think with wings, blue cheese goes better. With buffalo wings.
I think, I just feel like anytime ranch is brought up to the discussion, it's discriminated against when it comes out of your mouth, and when it's heavily.
We buy it by the gallon at my house. My kids think it's a beverage.
What kind of ranch do you get for your kids?
Was it the Hidden Valley? You go to Sam's, they got the 2-pack.
I just never thought that Hidden Valley was that great. I've had other.
Honestly, store-bought ranch isn't very good.
Mm-mm.
But we're not making. I'm not making homemade ranch.
Yeah, Dakota brings up the party pizzas. I loved those as a kid growing up. That was the kid-sized pizzas. It would take 10 minutes to cook. Now I've upgraded to I consume a much bigger pizza all by myself. But as a kid, the party pizzas were.
Man, you could go to like Sam's or the grocery store, but particularly Sam's, and find all kinds of good stuff there in that frozen food aisle.
Yeah.
But you're right with those air fryers and all the other easy, convenient ways to cook stuff. It's
makes it taste better.
Yeah.
What about you, Big C?
We convinced ourselves for a while the air fryer is healthier.
Is it not?
It's not.
Okay. What about you, Big C? What's your favorite frozen food? If Tommy's is pizza rolls, mine's Bagel Bites. What say you?
Frozen food. Wings are good. Fries. I like pizza rolls. Chicken nuggets are pretty good.
Yeah.
Chicken tenders.
Let me give you another one. Those little mini corn dogs.
Those might surpass. I haven't had those in so long.
State Fair, I think is the brand name.
That might
Those
surpass
little mini
Bagel
corn
Bites
dogs.
in my opinion, with honey mustard or barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time I've had a
that's like
State Fair corn dog.
those little that might be more tempting than a platter of Chick-fil-A nuggets.
The State Fair corn dogs?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see them as much in restaurants anymore. Like
Well, no,
to
they
order
don't-
them.
Not only your high-class restaurants serve the mini corn dogs, Ty.
The Totino's party pizza.
Probably got to go to Ruth Chris to find that.
They have a
I'd
weird
probably
taste.
get that. Let me tell you this: if I had the choice between steak and mini corn dogs, I would probably go with the mini corn dogs.
Josh says fish sticks. That's a classic.
Man, Josh, that was something my mom and dad made.
Oh, I had them all the time as a kid. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you the last time.
Yeah.
When's the last time you boys have had a fish stick?
Since I was in like middle
when
school.
they served them in school.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time I had a fish stick is when I made them for my kids, and I ate one. I don't know. You never outgrow corn dogs or pizzas or
what about the
bagel bites, but you outgrow fish sticks for some reason.
Eggo waffles. That was another.
Oh, yeah.
Those are very good. Thank you, Tyler.
Those chicken patties are pretty good.
Yeah, those. My dad used to make those a lot for us. It was easy. He'd get back from work, he'd throw them in the oven.
All right, Brandon in Paris says Marie Callender's chicken pot pie.
Those are good. I've had those.
I'm just not a chicken pot pie guy.
Me either.
In the South?
No, I'll eat it. If that's what you serve me, that's fine. But it is not a go-to for me.
Really?
pot
It's like
pie.
chicken, but you love chicken and dumplings.
I don't really like chicken and dumplings that much.
Ooh, now that's concerning.
Now, hold on, just one sec. I've been heavily criticized, and deservedly so, for my dislike for mac and cheese. Chicken pot pie is a Southern delicacy, as is.
I'll eat it. It's just not my go-to.
Okay.
I think my grandfather, John Carter, my grandmother after Thanksgiving or something would take or Christmas would take the kind of the leftovers and make turkey pot pie out of it. And he would always, I think in good fun, kind of tell her he was going to throw it out. He wasn't going to have no turkey pot pie. And she'd make, and I'm sure it was really good because it was homemade by her. But, so I don't know. I've just never been much into the chicken pot. Now, my wife loves it. We get it from Calico County. When they have it in the winter, man, it's good.
Craig says it's sacrilegious not to like chicken pot pie.
What's worse, not liking? You won't even touch mac and cheese. I'll at least eat a chicken pot pie. You won't even touch it.
Can't do it.
We had mac and cheese last night.
Zach and Harrison, mozzarella sticks. That's another good one. Josh says his boys hammer frozen nuggets. I think. Listen, I've been an advocate for having boys for quite a number of years because I don't think I'll be able to say no to a daughter because I can't say no to my niece. And so if I have actually my own blood, there's no chance I'll be able to say no to anything she asks growing up. But the one I think one of the few downsides to having boys is your food cost. I remember I ate my dad, my brother. We were a little thick growing up. We ate about a house. I can't imagine. You've talked about your grocery bill being pretty extravagant. Ours was insane. And it would get eaten. It wasn't the food wasn't tossed out or anything. It would get eaten, but that's all I did growing up was eat, swam, played basketball, played video games. That's what I did growing up, and that
was when groceries were affordable.
Yeah, toaster strudels, another thought. Let's see. Jason, apparently his wife makes the best homemade pot pie. Jason, if you want to get that to us somehow, some way, I'll eat it. I don't know about. Big C and Tommy. The only fish that Michael in Cave Springs can eat is cod. So apparently fish sticks are not for him. I love fish sticks, just haven't had them in 15 years. What am I, 29? I have not, probably closer to 20 years. I haven't had fish sticks.
Well, Michael, we need to introduce you to walleye. We need to introduce you to crappie. There's better fish out there that you could have. So.
Let's see. Last thing to get to here. JT in Hot Springs. What an egregious take by JT. He said corn dogs are overrated. That's just not. They're kind of trash. He didn't even say overrated. He said they're kind of trash.
You're not getting the right ones. I'm talking about one out of the hot box at the convenience store. It's been there 8 hours.
I've never really had a bad corn dog.
They're out there.
They've just been sitting there like
the ones that have been under the heat lamp for 4 days.
They're not good. Have you ever had Crispitos? That's what Tyler gets at us on YouTube.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had those before.
All right, what's your favorite frozen food on? It's National Frozen Food Day.
National Frozen Food Day. Yeah.
National Frozen Food Day. What's your favorite? You can hit us up with a text or a call on that. All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com.
He elaborates on it. He said corn dogs remind him of Baton Rouge, and that place sucks. Well, I'll disagree with both those things. I love corn dogs, and I love Baton Rouge. I don't like LSU. I don't like their fans, but I really do like Baton Rouge.
You can go to certain convenience stores, and they'll have jalapeno cornbread corn dogs.
Yeah.
They have little bits of jalapeno in the breading. Money.
Mason suggests that you should try your pizza rolls in the air fryer tossed in garlic butter. So if you want to amp it up next time,
sounds healthy.
That's the suggestion.
I'm not a big fan of like the breakfast corn.
I wonder if there's a diet plan that centers around that.
There's got to be some type of healthy butter out there that we just haven't found just yet.
Deep fried, flash frozen, frozen foods dipped in garlic butter. Yeah, I don't know how you could go wrong.
Just eat in just moderation, man. That was my doctor's favorite word growing up. It's like everything's okay in moderation. So just do it in moderation. Question is, what's moderation?
Yeah, what is moderation?
Once a week, once a day.
You see, that's assuming. The problem, Doc, is you're assuming I have willpower.
Yeah.
You're assuming I'm in control of like my own functions here.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Also, popcorn shrimp has entered the chat from Alan and Alma. That's a good one. Stouffer's lasagna from JW and Rogers.
That's not bad.
Getting plenty of good text.
You really can't. I mean, my wife can make a great homemade lasagna, but for the money you spend to make homemade lasagna, it's good. But the frozen ones aren't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is not enough.
Not that.
I mean, that frozen was pretty good.
Not that different. All right, let's talk to Sterling this morning. He had some thoughts on sleep apnea that we touched on in the first hour. Sterling, welcome in.
Guys, that had to be one of the funnest statements I've ever heard in my life.
What's that?
When y'all was talking about when Todd said sleep apnea and insomnia was the same thing. And then he said tomato. It's like tomato and potato. I mean, I couldn't. I spit my coffee out.
Yeah. So you understand why I needed a day off yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, it was a great bit. Great. It was comedy gold.
Morning Rush Daily question number 2. Should Tommy take the day off again tomorrow?
The guys, let me tell you how bad the sleep apnea can be.
Kill you.
When you go for a colonoscopy, and they tell your wife when she's waiting on you to come out that well, the colon is fine, but you probably need to get checked out sleep apnea because can you hear him in there? So apparently I was blowing the place up at Conway Regional when I was in the recovery room. I guess I was blowing the roof off the sucker.
You were sawing logs?
So. I guess it was legendary for them to totally disregard what I came in there for. The test I came in for to totally talk about sleep apnea from a colon doctor. I don't know the official title of a colon doctor, but but that's what they came up with. So if that tell you anything about how bad somebody snoring can be, but Ty, that was hilarious. And yeah, you need to go to a doctor. In all seriousness,
hey,
every problem for a guy, for a young man.
All my buddies that have feared having sleep apnea that go and then get that CPAP, get your Top Gun mask to wear at night. they all claim, hey, their sleep is so much better. They feel so much better because they're actually getting oxygen while they sleep.
They
wake up tired.
I have some things already working against me in terms of attracting a mate at some point. You
don't think a CPAP would help close the deal?
I don't think so, because at some point in our relationship, hopefully post-marriage, we will be sleeping together. And I just don't I hope that does not. I just don't think that is an
hopefully is your problem there.
If
that's your mindset.
We will. I didn't want to elaborate too much based on the current time we're in, where the kids are driving this morning. But yes, that is. I will look into it at least.
Did you go get the CPAP, Sterling? We still have Sterling.
No,
Sterling.
I think he dipped off.
All right.
It sounds like
Michael in Cave Springs on the McLarty Daniel hotline says he swears by his CPAP and he will never not use it.
Josh says the CPAP is a game changer. It helps the women sleep too. You need that at that point. I don't know if my dad.
I've got some friends that they have husband and wife CPAPs.
I don't know if my dad has one. Like, again, he snores a lot. I think they just have a sound machine in there. Or it's just like
again, not the same as a CPAP. So.
But I know, but I think he might be a candidate for the CPAP.
But just because you snore doesn't mean you have sleep apnea. There's a better chance if you are. But yeah, you ought to maybe have one of them sleep studies done.
Is that one of those things you just go to a doctor's office and you sit or you sleep, excuse
Yeah,
me.
you go in at like 8 o'clock at night, and they monitor you sleeping. You get up the next morning, and off you go.
You got to take a day off.
Does our insurance pay for that?
I think so, yeah.
Is there a copay?
I'm sure there is.
How much is it?
I don't know.
Well, if there is one, we'll figure that out. I'll put that in my expense report if we need to at that point, just because it's for the betterment of my health and the betterment of this radio station, which is productive, of course.
See what I deal with.
Leads back to that point. All right, let's get back to what Sam Pittman had to say.
Let's see if we can wake up this football program.
Yeah, which is
this football program needs a CPAP.
Yeah. Bobby Petrino woke up some fans when he was hired, and Coach Pittman got asked about him again yesterday. Here's what he said in regards to Coach having the ability to not just communicate with the quarterback, which it looks like believes to, but just kind of what he's been up to lately.
Bobby's very organized, and it's his offense, and he's very comfortable with all the call. He went back because I think maybe when it was at A&M, some things, verbiage changed and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh, no. I wanted to come singing out of your mouth what you do, and you just put it in like you want it in, and then, I'll figure out the verbiage of it. He's doing great, and the guys that have come in have really bought into it. I think the wideouts are really excited about. Well, the entire offense is very excited about Coach Petrino running the show.
Here's my thoughts, and I know we're 178 days out from Arkansas football playing UAPB. I don't think I'm just going to be able to worry about the offense and their ability to produce points, unlike last year, which they were almost the worst in the SEC. I want to know if these guys can stop anybody on defense. You lost like two big linebackers. You lost, with Pupal and Jaheim Thomas. Thomas goes to Wisconsin. Pupal, you got to play him when he comes back in an Ole Miss uniform. And then Crook and one other guy that you lost, Manny Powell, who I don't know how much he was going to factor in. But I think they're going to be able to score points here and there. I just don't know with the linebackers you lost, the D tackles. I guess your secondary is not too much depleted, but I don't know.
It's a reasonable concern.
Yeah, that's and Travis Williams did a good job last year with less than we thought he was going to do. But
dude, the reality is you got a lot of concerns. Everything you're saying is right, and I think linebacker is, obviously, it's not the first time we've ever wondered about depth at linebacker at Arkansas, but that's a position where you had a lot of portal problems and exits. So, and I don't think we can just assume Bobby Petrino's going to come in here and wave a magic wand, and the offense is just going to be, top 4 in the SEC. So let's not fool ourselves into something that hasn't been reality in other stops that Bobby's made. Now, we all hope that's what the result is, but we just heard Richard Davenport in the last hour, about an hour ago, talk about, with Chamblee leaving, you probably need 2 more linemen. Sam Pittman talked about that yesterday. So, this is not a finished product. You certainly don't know who your quarterback's going to be, and who's going to catch all these footballs. So,
in terms of catching, Has is back healthy. Ty Washington sounds like he's going to be healthy in a week or two. You've got your tight end apnea, even though I might have sleep apnea that I haven't gotten diagnosed yet. But I'm not going to pay the $5K to do a sleep study.
Well, you can do what my wife had to do one. They just send home this little device deal you hook up, and
so the government can track my every.
Well, I don't think it's the
waking
government.
move.
It's probably Mercy or Baptist Health that's actually doing it. But
Do they sell that information to the government?
then they might.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Then
sure
I'm out.
a specimen like you, they really want to analyze that data, But you actually could do the first one at home, and it's hard. I think your
It's not
insurance
that
may
bad.
fully cover it. I don't know.
Okay. I'll get off when we get off air. I'll figure out the P's and Q's and see if I have to, because if I have to spend a dime of my money, I'm out.
Then you're probably
Insurance-
out.
then
You're probably
if-
out in
if insurance covers.
today's world of medical coverage. You're probably out then. But don't spend any of your money. See what happens. See if that receding hairline goes the other way.
That's actually worth it. Just lack of sleep is not. And getting the hairline back on the right and left side of my noggin is actually worth the money in the investment.
All right, so we got a busy week. We got to figure out Ty's hairline, blood pressure, and his lack of sleep. We got basketball tonight at 6 o'clock. Baseball this weekend, football practice, so we do have a lot going on. Hey, if you're coming up for the basketball game tonight, stop in at Sassy's. They'll have happy hour before the game from 3 to 6. You can watch the game there if you're not going over for Arkansas and LSU. Try those baby back ribs, smoked wings, their famous nachos, and they'll have drink specials while you're cheering on the Hogs as well. It's all at Sassy's, 2 locations, the original Red House on North College, and you'll find the newest location that's many years old now, just off the Weddington exit on Steamboat Drive. Eat, drink, and be sassy. Hey, we also want to tell you about Gaston's. Dude, we need to make a trip over. We'll do the show, do some fishing. I'm ready to get out at Gaston's and get in the water. And the weather's right, and great meals that you can have overlooking the White River in their restaurant. 870-431-5202 is their number, or go to gastons.com. We always talk about their accommodations. They got private cabins and lodges. They got great internet. The electric company, the co-op up there, brought fiber to everyone. They have fiber internet at Gaston, so I like to go and get away, and I can still stay in touch with the office, do the radio show, and I can be at Gaston's and wouldn't know it, other than maybe the sound of the White River going by in the background and that fireplace going in the fire. Check it out, gastons.com or 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Find us on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas! If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Subiaco and Scranton, if you made a resolution to get reliable internet for the new year, Wave Rural Connect can make that happen. The latest zone covering Subiaco and Scranton is now open. Make this New Year's resolution come true with internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or phone 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. You've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Spring is just around the corner, and Jelco Outdoors is ready with all of your spring fishing gear. Crappie, bass, catfish, Jelco has a great selection of rods, reels, and baits to help you fill that stringer. Spring turkey supplies are rolling in daily, and the firearms department is stocked up with ammo for outdoor shooting. Spring is almost here, so get outdoors and enjoy the spring season. Stop by Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith for all your outdoor gear. Think spring, think Jelco Outdoors.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Time to get into your Hog Update, starting with Sam Pittman. What he had to say about Jacoby Criswell and Taylon Green. Take a listen to how he described both quarterbacks.
I certainly wish he was, will continue to get more vocal and those leadership skills by verbally being more vocal. But he's got a strong arm, and it'll be a battle there with those guys. Taylon Green's outgoing. He's got a personality, says what he's thinking, but not too much, if you know what I mean. He's got a lot of respect from him coming in here and from the team, obviously from the coaches, but his work ethic and things of that nature. I think he might have a little advantage on all the guys because he ran a team. So it may come a little bit more natural right now for him than everybody else at this point.
And I know Criswell has been here. I get that. But I still think that Taylon Green has the advantage in this matchup, not just because of his measurables, but because of what Coach just said. He's been a starting quarterback, not in major college football. Boise State is, again, not Power 5, but it's closer to what any of these guys have been to this point in time. We had Taylon on the show. I thought he's great. If you want to go back and listen to that interview, you can do so at hitthatline.com. or our Hit That Line podcast network. The first tidbit of that soundbite was about Jacoby Criswell, and it sounds like that Sam Pittman is hoping he becomes a little more vocal and boisterous when it comes to his teammates.
Yeah, and, there is, and you can listen to Matt, we've heard Tyler Wilson talk about this, the command of your voice and the way you command that huddle. That's not just something you step in there and always just have figured out day one with a new team. So, Green's probably going to have maybe an edge in that regard, but you've got to be the guy that can step in and command and control that huddle. Now, do teams huddle as much? No, but you know what I mean. You've got to be able to have a command for the offense, but your voice and the way you call the checks at the line, and I'll be interested to see how some of that changes if they do pass the headsets, the earpiece in the helmets, because if you notice in the NFL, they do huddle more as a result of that. So will college football follow, and that voice of the quarterback in a huddle will matter more.
That's what Sam Pittman said, that it's probably he leaned in the idea it's going to pass, and he leaned in the idea, right, and the portal is going to do as well when you listen to him yesterday.
And the 2-minute warning, you might as well just chalk that up as done.
Yep, sounds like it's going to happen. All right, speaking of...
Maybe for not this season, but I would guess these changes, like a 2-minute warning, wouldn't take place this coming season, I would guess.
I think it's set to happen like this year, because when he mentioned the recruiting calendar, or when Richard got out, when we asked him that this morning, they were talking about they're debating if they're going to start it this in 4 months or 3 months or whatever. Now that maybe they're separating those two, but I would guess it's trying to get implemented this year.
I mean, that's got to be put in a rule book. I mean, there's just things that have to, the equipment for the headphone. There's things that would have to happen there. Yeah. So.
Text on the McLarty Daniel hotline for Brandon Paris. Will the helmet communication system work in War Memorial?
Half the time.
Half the time. Yeah. Good way to look at it. You mentioned offense, and Bobby Petrino. Arkansas's offense in baseball has not been what you've expected this early. Dave Van Horn mentioned that yesterday, encouraged by what he saw at some points, but they still got some things they got to work on.
I think we're getting there. Offensively, it's like it's here, it's there. Those guys aren't hitting. We haven't had really a hot lineup, yet. And like I said yesterday, if it takes another 7 or 8 days for that happens, I'm fine with it. I just need to get it rocking before we start conference.
So they have not been great there. Their pitching's been fantastic, starting pitching particularly. You're hoping that improves. I don't want to get to the end of the SEC season, close to postseason, with them still having the struggles that they've had where you can't. I mean, they've had guys get on base, but they have really not done a great job with runners in scoring position for most of the year so far.
My box score go. What are they, 11-2 now? I've set my box score somewhere, but I think that's right. 11-2. I'm not really worried yet about it. Now, get into conference play, start losing a few series because you get 10-2, 10-2. I'm not, I'm not ready to be overly concerned with this. And they put 9 runs on the board yesterday. It's a tough game. I mean, there's other things to worry about when you're giving up 7 to UCA, who's a good baseball team, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really good baseball team.
Like I said, 9-7 the final against the Bears yesterday. Final game in Bud Walton Arena tonight, 6 o'clock, SEC Network. DJ Harris, Jeremiah Davenport, L. Ellis, Chandler Lawson, Jalen Graham, Mekhi Mitchell, and Devo Davis all walking. Will Baker torched you last time in Baton Rouge. I would guess that he is going to be a vocal point on the defensive scheming tonight. You also got some other guys you got to deal with, but as long as Baker doesn't go 4 for 5, like I think he did in Baton Rouge, I think that'll be a much better game tonight.
Final home game. It's obviously been a disappointing season. You need to win this game if you're going to have any chance of getting out of Wednesday. That's still, I guess, in play, but not without a win tonight.
I don't know if A&M lost or if they played last night or if they played tonight, but in order for Arkansas to be set up, A&M has to lose twice the next 2 games, and you have to win both those games, which Alabama got slaughtered in Gainesville, so maybe they'll still feel that when they come back home to Coleman, or maybe they'll take it out on Arkansas this Saturday. All right, two other things real quick in your Hog update. Softball has been canceled for tomorrow due to forecasted inclement weather. And then Darrell Walker, whose team won the OVC regular season title, has been named the OVC Head Coach of the Year. Congrats to the former Razorback, who's done a fantastic job with his team this season. All right, that's your Hog update. Brought to you as always by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, Brian is in Ozark this morning. Brian, you got about a minute, man. Fire away.
Hey, Ty, I just wanted to ask you a question about something I saw on ESPN. It did a breakdown of all 16 SEC teams for this coming year. Had Arkansas at 4-8. What do you think about that, and do you think that's way too premature? I'll hang up and listen.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, you're 170 days out from Arkansas football, Brian. You're projected right now in Vegas, and most win totals. I would guess if I pulled up the Bet Saracen app right now, it's 5.5. That's my guess. I haven't locked that in 100%, but I mean 4-8. If people project that, I'd rather be low projection than a high projection. I feel like Arkansas in football always overperforms when they have low expectations and underperforms when they have higher expectations. So if that's what people think, that's great. It's what happens on the field. Or do you have a lot going for you right now? No. Just let's be honest. I mean, you got so many position groups that are worried about battles and whatnot. That a lot can change between now and then. And I know Texas is coming in with maybe the best quarterback in the SEC, and they're a lot higher projected. Maybe they end up in Atlanta. But again, you play the games on the field. Last time I checked, Arkansas slaughtered Texas when they played on the field back in 2021.
All right. So, a lot you could dive off into that with Brian, but, expectations you would hope would be higher than 4 or 5 wins. That's what I hear. Hey, Dr. Sparkman sent me a text a minute ago over at Riley Farm Dental. I want to remind you, Ty, that they do the custom mouth guards and mouthpieces for sleep apnea. So if you need help and you're out there listening, you say, I'm just like Ty. I've got these issues sleeping. It may be sleep apnea related. Seriously, Riley Farm Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms, can help you with sleep apnea. See Dr. Bo Sparkman. Call for an appointment, 479-226-3500, or visit RileyFarmDental.com. So maybe that's where you need to start, is with your dentist.
Sounds like it. All right, hour number 3 coming up. Clay Henry joins us next.
Get ready for a new year of work with limited time savings on Bobcat equipment at Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers.
Think we're
low
getting
as 0% for 72 months on a Bobcat compact tractor, or choose a free front-end loader when you buy with cash. Special offers are also available on Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing as low as 0% for 48 months, or rebates up to $900 on select models. Call Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas or come by to get these great deals. Hurry, these offers end March 31st. Some exclusions apply.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fitzman. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fitzman can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fitzman can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and control access for your business. Call The Fitzman and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fitzman. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I want to talk about their pizza today. The Goob Special with extra pepperoni and rib rub on top. The Parm Special with double mushroom and jalapenos. Don't forget about the bacon cheeseburger and everyone's favorite, the old trash can. Swing on by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith, or give them a call at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Free Diamond Madness this March at the Diamond Center. During the month of March, Diamond Center is giving away a free lab-grown diamond with the purchase of any natural earth-grown diamond, 1 carat or larger, or with the purchase of any qualifying in-stock setting. All you have to do is pick out the perfect engagement ring and we'll take care of the rest. All backed by our free lifetime warranty. This is a can't-miss opportunity. Don't miss out on free Diamond Madness the entire month of March, only at the Diamond Center, celebrating a legacy of love.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is the reigning champion of my own conference, Robert.
You do realize that's not a thing.
Well, I did receive a plaque commemorating that accomplishment.
Yeah, and I was elected the president of Mars. Anyway, Hog fans, it's that time again.
It's baseball season. And Hog fans, the Stadium Shop has everything you need for Razorback baseball.
From t-shirts, sweatshirts, man cave stuff, and even a Razorback original, the bases loaded beer hats.
Plus, ladies, as well as a restocked women's section, we have the bases loaded beer stein boppers.
Yeah, it's kind of like those old-time space alien antennas, you know?
Yeah, well, not really.
So when you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road, next door to Baum Walker Stadium, or you can shop us on them WW Interweb face cram. You get it, Matthew.
Dad, do you mean the website?
Yeah.
Which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
As always,
go Hogs!
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we have the biggest and best selection of premium pre-owned vehicles we've had in years. Many with low miles and those special features you're looking for, and each one road ready certified with warranty. Be sure to ask about the weekly specials that can save you up to $4,000. Road ready certified used cars and savings up to $4,000. Two more reasons all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky today. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be right around the upper 60s. A chance of an isolated shower or rumble of thunder tonight, and overnight low in the low 50s. And then Thursday, showers with a slight chance of thunder, our high low to mid 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather update is brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell, ready to serve you.
You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Got a lot of battles, a lot of challenges that we have, a lot of depth chart battles and things of that nature coming into spring that's going to be exciting to figure out.
Vahiva Alloy waits on the 0-1. Bryce Parlin delivers, swinging a long one to left field. That ball's going to go. It is gone. A grand slam for Vahiva Alloy, and the Razorbacks lead it 4-2.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text the Morning Rush on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
All right, it is hour number 3 of the Morning Rush on a Wednesday. That means Clay Henry, the Hall of Famer, set to join us in just a bit, senior ESPN Arkansas contributor. And one of the things I do in the morning was when I wake up, I kind of recap not just the nights before, but maybe stuff I've missed the last couple of days. And I read Clay's piece on Chris Mortensen when we will get to the late Chris Mortensen, who passed away over the weekend. We'll touch on that. Also want to get Clay's thoughts on Sam Pittman, what he had to say yesterday regarding his football team, the offseason, and a few other college football stories in hour number 3.
One thing I can count on with Clay, he likes the good hamburger. He likes a good cheeseburger even better. And when Gene Ann's not around, he can probably have a big, thick burger from Art's Barbecue. They've got 10 different burgers now on the menu, guys, including the new brisket burger that's topped with brisket, caramelized onions, and the original Art sauce. Then they add cheddar jack cheese. The Wild West burger topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot barbecue sauce, and then more cheddar jack cheese. Or the one that Ty would never touch, the Mackin burger, the classic burger topped off with their homemade mac and cheese. That would be delicious. Add to that their bacon cheeseburger, classic burger, the green chili burger that's topped with a smoked poblano pepper, and the Boss Hog Burger. There's 10 different burgers. You'll love each and every one of them. Try them at Art's any and every day, along with their other great menu of great smoked meats, ribs, brisket, all of that. And don't forget, on Saturdays, they've got $1 off all the burgers. So if you stop in Saturday, get a little better deal. It's about 15-20% off the price of their burger. So stop in and check it out. Art's Barbecue on Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's, or call ahead anytime, 452-2550. And get a great burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers and More.
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
Here he is. Hey. Clay. Henry.
Clay, a lot of information that Sam Pittman shared with us yesterday, and hopefully we'll get to most of it as we welcome you into the program. If Tommy kind of asked me from the jump what I thought stood out, quarterback battles, just kind of the easy ice cream on top. Maybe something that you noticed yesterday or something you picked up that hasn't been a traditional talking point this last 24 hours.
Well, I guess, always started offensive tackle. And, you've got a guy that played a lot of snaps that just elected to give it up, Andrew Chambly. And you could tell he wasn't gaining any traction. Like he wasn't locking the position up when Devin Manuel was out with injuries last year, and it was his time, and he couldn't do it. And he couldn't lock it up. There was always some issues there. So how things develop in the offensive line, and you're right, quarterback is always the number one priority. But I guess just, the development of the offense with Bobby Petrino. And, I'm interested to watch that and how it goes. And see, the thing that's really interesting about that is Jacoby Criswell's been here and actually got in some games, but it's a new offense. It's new verbiage. He's starting from scratch a third time. He had to learn North Carolina's, and he had to learn, Arkansas's, and maybe it's a fourth time. He knows now Bobby Petrino. So we're interested to see that. And sorry, allergies are getting me.
Oh, I think everybody's struggling. I know I am.
Yep, I know all the red buds are blooming in my yard and in my woods. I think there's 19 of them. But it's that just the development of the offense. We saw some progress in the defense. And, there's so many new players that it's just it's almost like a an overload trying to figure out, okay, who's going to make the impact, what freshmen, those linebackers, you've got to roll some new guys in there, and that's the got running backs that are new. Who's going to be the bell cow there? It's just this is one of my most fun times is to go out and man, you're going to have a roster when you're watching practice.
Yeah. You mentioned the offensive linemen again and the new players, what you kind of intertwined in the conversation. You got Addison Nichols, Keyshawn Blackstock, Carmona, some of the transfers. And there are think about this, y'all. There are more new Arkansas players than what kind of flower did you say was in your front yard?
Daffodils.
Daffodil. You said 19.
The redbud is a tree.
Redbud.
Yeah,
My
that's
apologies. Yeah, there's more new Arkansas players than redbuds around Clay's property. There's 39 new players, Clay, that you have to, as you said, learn each other's names and just kind of.
That was kind of like last
those
year,
three
though, right?
offensive linemen that you mentioned, along with Amarian Harris, who I think is going to step up finally.
Yeah, Pittman was really high on him yesterday.
Well, I just think it's everybody wanted him to be a player the day he stepped on campus, kind of like a Sean Andrews, but there is only one Sean Andrews. I mean, I haven't seen another one. Have you, Tommy?
Nope.
I mean, it's like you're not young, but you're older. Let's put it that way. You've been around. So how these transfer portal guys do, the three that you mentioned, I think is going to be a big part of how this team rolls next year. And I'm a firm believer that it all starts up front. And if you got to have tackles, and I don't know if these guys are tackles or not. So I trust Sam to get the best five out there, and Eric Mateos. That's another deal. They got three new coaches, and that has to be a good hire. It has to be the signature hire of Sam, because things just hadn't worked up there. He hired Cody Kennedy, and it just never took off. I don't know if it was Cody's fault. Might be just evaluation. The total sums of the parts just wasn't very good in the offensive line. And you had a few, but it just never. Whether Latham was hurt last year in August and missed all that practice, but he had a less of a year, so. They've got to improve in the offensive line so that quarterback matters, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know what, it's not for me to decide or answer, but we know there's a minimum expectation for this year for, the program under Sam Pittman to continue. I mean, that's the elephant in the room, and they're not going to do it without an effective offensive line. That's got to step forward.
And I think that's the case everywhere. I mean, I think it's – if you go analyze teams in college football, the ones that have an offensive line, they've got a chance to put up some points because the rules are such that you're going to get guys into space. You can't. There's just no way to if you got an offensive line that you can run the ball a little bit, you ought to score 35, and I think that's the standard that you've got to get to if you're going to win SEC games. And Bobby Petrino is the guy that scored 35. I mean, that's his MO. I mean, we're going to score.
But what does he also like to say? What did he tell you early on? What's the game of football about, Clay?
It's about hitting the quarterback and protecting your quarterback.
And not letting yours get hit. And that's been a problem for Arkansas. Just look at the sack numbers.
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways. You can't let your quarterback get hit. So you can't have him in a bunch of hurries, and you can't have him to be rolling the pocket out all the time to gimmick your way around it. So, I mean, we know what Bobby Petrino values. You've talked about that often since he was here and since he left.
It was interesting to talk to Ryan Mallett last spring. I did a big piece on him. It was about a month before he passed. And he told me, he says, I do not understand when a quarterback gets hit. I was like, what do you mean, Ryan? He goes, I didn't get hit. I mean, if you slide the protections right and you know where the hot receiver is, you will not get hit. It is simple as that. And he says, I spent a year learning all of that, as a red shirt, when I got to Arkansas, working with Paul Petrino and Garrett McGee and Bobby Petrino. And says, I never got hit. And I went back and looked at the sack totals when he was quarterback, and they threw a lot. As you know, Tommy and Ty, they threw a lot, but the sacks were minimal. And if you don't have sacks, you don't have lost yardage plays, it really changes the dynamics of what you can do offensively.
Yeah, when you don't get behind the chains,
That's exactly
it's a different
right.
game. But it also helps when you have a Jarius Wright and a Kobe Hamilton
Sure it
and
does.
some of those guys.
Sure it does, yeah. But I think that you probably understand and get a feel when Sam was talking that the transfer quarterback is Green is the one that's ahead.
Yeah, and let's
he didn't say that, but he just gave you that feeling.
So on that note, Clav said the last couple of days, this is a 2-quarterback race, right? I mean, I'm excited about the lefty KJ Jackson. I think Malachi Singleton has some stuff, but I mean, is that accurate for me? Like,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
2-quarterback race.
I think we'll know in like 3 or 4 days, and so will they. And that's probably it. Yeah. Well, you know they wouldn't have brought Green in if they didn't think he could play. I mean, that's I'm sure Bobby and Frank Fletcher and Sam like, this is the guy we want. I mean, it's just like we're going after this guy, and we're putting our money there, as opposed to even putting our money on KJ. I'm talking about KJ Jefferson. I mean, that had to have been a decision that they made. So it was probably a mutual decision. Well, they're putting their money over here, and I'm out. Maybe he was out all along.
Yeah.
But that's the race to watch. But it just as much left tackle and right tackle, and that's the priority. You gotta have a left tackle. I think both these quarterbacks are right-handed, aren't they?
Yeah.
So let's come back to that and Chamblee, because you talked about offensive line and him leaving, a guy that's played a lot of snaps. How big an impact is this Chamblee deal and him leaving the team?
If he was locked in as a starter going into spring, he wouldn't have left. I mean, he saw the handwriting on the wall, and when you look and you're second or third on the depth chart, and you started 8 or 9 games last year, he knows the coaches are trying to find something else, and hey, they will find something else eventually. They're really good at that. If they decide that that's a place that they need to upgrade, and it is. I mean, it's like,
it's a
how
skill
smart
position.
Are the 3 of us? We know it.
Yeah, it's a skill position. Left tackle is that's
it's
why they pay him a lot of money in the NFL.
No question about it. That's why I said I thought Green was right-handed, but that left tackle that's a big deal, and I think that they have got enough pieces in the offensive line, and some of those guys that weren't ready last year probably will be ready this year, especially Harris, who I think could have a breakout year. He looked pretty good in the bowl game, but it just nothing clicked in spring, and then fall camp, and some of these guys, it takes them 3 years. They come in and there's a lot of baby fat, and I think that was the case with him. And I mean, there's not anything wrong with an offensive lineman from high school coming with a little baby fat. That just happens. They're big men, they're big men now. They were big boys when they came in, and that's what you have to do. Is you've got to roll them into men, and then when you do, then you got something. I mean, Dalton Wagner, those guys, they weren't worth much until their last 2 years, so it just takes time.
Brought to you by the Hickey and Hull Law Partners this morning. They have 4 locations around our state: Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith, Mena, and Little Rock. So wherever you're listening or watching this morning, you can find
if John Calipari says you can have any Arkansas player and you give up one, he wouldn't do it. He'd keep all his. And that's been the case too many times this year. I think there's probably, maybe 3 or 4 on the LSU starting that you'd say, well, we'd rather have those guys. Well, that can't happen. So, that's when you say there's going to be some roster turnover, there must be. There must be roster turnover because you've got to upgrade your talent. You've got to find somebody that looks like they're capable of playing in the NBA. I'm talking about on both ends of the court. So when I say, what's going to happen tonight? These guys just gave up 111. They gave up 100. I know they scored a bunch, but 111, and they gave up 42 free throws. That means they can't go hard, and that's been their problem from the word go. They couldn't guard any of the forwards for LSU. I mean, those guys just went off.
Is it a matter, Clay, of the lateral foot speed defensively?
It's quickness.
And being able to move side to side.
And it was funny. I'll do 2 hours with Matt Jones and Phil Elson today, and it was almost immediately, Matt Jones, even, after he watched them beat Purdue and Duke, I don't see a lot of athletes out there. Matt knows. And he's maintained that all along. They don't have athletic ability that you've seen of late for this Arkansas team where you think, well, there's 2 guys that could play in the NBA. Maybe they don't. They got to get their chance. But if you go through all of Musselman's roster at Arkansas, there's NBA talent on the team. But you can't say that this year. And Battle is, is an offensive force. But, man, he gives up a lot too. So that's can they stop LSU? They've got to stop them some. They didn't in Baton Rouge. And I suspect that you could see a scenario if they don't hold LSU down on points, they could have 3 games in a row where you total, 315, 20 points. I'm talking about Kentucky, LSU, and then they're going to Alabama scores 100 a bunch, and they're going to be mad, and they're going to be trying to wrap up a championship. So I suspect they'll score 90 to 100 against Arkansas. Well, you can't win doing that, and Eric Musselman knows it.
Yeah, and I wonder about Caleb Battle. It's a question that has been wondered in regards to what he'll do with his future if he will stay at Arkansas and doing that.
You watch it close. I mean, probably closer than either me or Tommy. And did it seem like he was a malcontent early, and then that's worked itself out, that he's in a good place mentally?
Yeah.
He wasn't for a while.
He just wasn't playing. I mean, when you don't play as a college basketball player, it's really difficult to, again, and I didn't think he was.
Well, when he got jerked out, it was because he took a wild shot.
Yeah, or he wasn't playing defense. And Muss has been very complimentary of his defense, which has improved. He's still not great. He's still not AB or Jordan or Ricky.
He's doing the scouting report.
Yeah.
That's what he wants him to do. If he says, don't let your guy go left, and you let him go left, it's like, well, what did we talk about for 3 days?
Yeah. It's I know that's annoying for Eric Musselman, who has had really
annoying. That might not be the right word.
Yeah, there's other words.
Kind.
There's other words that he has definitely used over the last few months in regards to this basketball team. So final Eric Musselman Live was this past Monday. So we'll hear from Muss following the game tonight, and then also following Alabama, and then we'll see in the SEC tournament when they're set up to play Wednesday. Texas A&M, by the way, plays Mississippi State tonight at home in College Station. So if they win that game tonight, Arkansas, I think, is eliminated from playing on Thursday. You need some help, not just tonight, but in Coleman Coliseum this week as well. So I don't think a lot of you are heading to Coleman Coliseum. Maybe some of you are interested in the American Patriot Promotions Gun Show in Russellville this weekend. It's at the Pope County Fairgrounds. It's this Saturday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and this Sunday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. It's $10 per person, and if you're a veteran in the military or active military or police, it's $8, and then children 16 and under are free. So if you want to go for free, yes, for free, free 99, you can call us right now on the McLarty Daniel hotline. We've got 3 2-pass giveaways. So 6 total people have a chance to go. You each get a pass if you win. All you got to do is tell Big C your number and your name, and we will get those passes to you. Again, it's the American Patriot Promotions Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday in Russellville at the Pope County Fairgrounds. I guess you probably went to an event or two back in the day at
give them the phone numbers so they know where to call to get them.
Yeah, 877-377-6963, our McLarty Daniel hotline again if you want to go this weekend. More with Clay coming up.
Shop local, eat local, be local. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McLarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McLarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McLarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McLarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor Abe from Woodland. Read about it.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McLarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McLarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McLarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McLarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McLarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too.
This second.
Join the conversation. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McLarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963.
Now, the late Chris Mortensen would have been happy with the Arkansas baseball result yesterday as the Razorbacks take it 9-7 over the UCA Bears. And I didn't have a relationship with Chris. I don't think Tommy did either, but Clay did, and wrote a really good piece on not just Chris as a reporter, but him off the air as well. We're going to discuss that coming up here in just a sec.
Hey, I want to tell you about the Hangout. If you're tired of the overcrowded fitness center or the gym you're going to now, tired of not being able to get on the treadmill or the Stepmaster when you want, or a bike or whatever, or maybe, every time you're trying to do your workout, someone's in the way or the equipment's not clean, you need a better fitness option where you can actually work out. And that's the Hangout, Fort Smith's newest fitness facility that offers much more than the average gym. 8,000 square feet of indoor fitness, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball, with a lot more coming in on the way. A big outdoor basketball and activity court that is being constructed right now. So if you look for help in the gym or on the courts, the Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym, and they have 3 active tennis pros to help grow your racket game as well. So stop in, 5400 Gary Street, or go to thehangoutfs.com to get membership information about individual and family plans and be a part of something different, something better that Fort Smith has needed. You're going to love it. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Clay, I know it was really heartbreaking news to get the result of Chris Mortensen's passing this weekend. I've known that you guys have had a relationship for a number of years now. I remember it when I was interning on Bo's show, calling him each week during football season. Yeah. But you, again, really great piece you wrote on him, talking about just life outside of football.
Yeah, I mean, we exchanged a lot of texts through the years. We had lunches together, and those lunches would be, just awesome. I learned so much, and it was just so interesting, and he treated you like you were a king. I mean, and I thought it was me, but he was just like that with everybody. And he was accessible at the baseball games. People would talk to him, and he loved it. And they were active at Cross Church. I talked to Ronnie Floyd, his pastor, for years and years, and really close friend. I think that's probably who Mickey and Alex called first Sunday morning. But our relationship was interesting because all at once I just realized he's reading all my stuff because he's sending me messages like, he liked this. Hey, what about, you might think about this, there was something, be a breaking story or like a coach search. And he he knew that Petrino was coming before the rest of us. And I don't know how, probably Arthur Blank told him. But his sources, I would imagine that you look in his phone and his contacts would probably it'd be 10,000. I mean, it might be more than that.
Can you imagine the names in his
Rolodex
contact list? Holy moly.
Goodness, yeah. And then he's been hired at ESPN in 91 and just developed a sterling reputation. I think Clay, I think what's cool with him is he didn't see other reporters at the time as competition. I mean, you had not just colleagues, but other quote, what would be seen as competitors.
He kicked everybody's butt.
Yeah. He always seemed
didn't worry about anybody else. I mean, it's like he's going to break it, and he was always right. And that's the one thing. Early on, we sat down and talked, and I mean, he's a little older than me. I'll be 70 this summer. He's 72. But we grew up in the same time frame. You just weren't going to be wrong. And now it's all about instantaneous breaking news, and there's so many people, and I could go through the names in our market. They're sometimes wrong because they want to be first. And there's some others that's not the, and he told me, he says, always be right. I mean, it's like, and so sometimes, the golden rule is two sources. But sometimes I was like, man, this is such a story. Like I broke when Nolan was going to be fired. And I didn't stop at two sources. That's something that was just like, you can't be wrong on that. And I knew that I was right. And that's when you go, when and you've got it backed to where there's not any doubt at all. And that's one of the things he and I talked about a lot. Chris was never wrong in anything that he ever did. Never made one where he announced something and it turned out it wasn't right.
Yeah. Well, I was at the baseball game yesterday, and they had a moment of silence before the first pitch for him. And
they did his Waters too. Yeah,
had his picture up on the video screen in the outfield. So
he was there.
Yeah.
Most, when the draft was over. Now he had to work hard on the draft, and that hadn't happened yet. So it was, late April. May and then June. If there was a game, he was there. And I think he was in the Lindsay suite a lot. And he was sometimes in our suite, Hogs Illustrated, when I worked there. And he treated everybody great. And he wore Razorback gear. He cheered. I mean, he got on the umpires. I mean, it was the whole deal. And but it was, and he loved it. And he said, when he talked about the Razorback baseball team, he said we. I mean, it was no doubt. Loved Van Horn. They got here about the same time Van Horn did.
Yeah.
Talking about their family. And he loved it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to go out there. And I got texts from him when he was in MD Anderson. Let's meet me at Minute Maid for those games the Razorbacks play. He wanted me to come sit with him.
Yeah. Hey, TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has happy hour twice daily, 3 to 6, from 9 to close. You can stop in for half-price drinks and $5 appetizers. You can do that Monday through Friday, again, 3 to 6 and 9 to close. TGI Fridays is at 540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Double happy hours every day, half-price drinks and $5 appetizers. TGI Fridays, 540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
We'll get to our SEC update when we return. Something Eli Drinkwitz said just keeps on going.
Do you want to listen to your favorite Hit That Line podcast? We've got you covered. Just click on the podcast tab at the top of hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line anywhere you listen to podcasts.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn ever since I turned 40. I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Subiaco in Scranton, if you made a resolution to get reliable internet for the new year, Wave Rural Connect can make that happen. The latest zone covering Subiaco in Scranton is now open. Make this New Year's resolution come true with internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or phone 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey and Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit KevinHickeyLaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
but he said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Fort Smith, Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com.
All right, so before we get to what Eli Drinkwitz said, games last night, Auburn defeated Missouri, yet still winless in the SEC, 101-74. Florida crushed Alabama, 105-87, and then Georgia beat Ole Miss 69-66. In the SEC standings right now, Arkansas is third to last at 5-11. Georgia's one slot above you. So you need Georgia to lose their game on Saturday, and you need Texas A&M to lose twice, starting tonight against Mississippi State, and then whoever they play this weekend too, additionally to that. Outside of Arkansas and LSU, which is tonight at 6 o'clock, Tennessee and South Carolina, great game, going on the same time yours is at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. Vanderbilt goes to Kentucky, which should be a bloodbath at 8 o'clock on the SEC Network, and then I mentioned the A&M Mississippi State game that's at 8 on ESPN2. A&M, let's see who they play. This Saturday, they play at Ole Miss, so not a guarantee. Hopefully, Mississippi State can upset them tonight. Ole Miss will beat them on Saturday, and you maybe get lucky in Tuscaloosa, which you've actually played better on the road. You know, Chuck said something interesting this week, and it kind of reminded me of the football season. Teams kind of played better on the road than at home, right? And when he said that, I was like, no way. And I looked at it. It's like, yeah, blown out by Auburn at home. I know you beat A&M at home. You also beat them on the road. Played good in Rupp. Played good in Starkville. Won in College Station. It's just weird, right? Because football is the same way. Go look at what they did in Baton Rouge, what they did in Tuscaloosa, what they did against against Ole Miss. And then look.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, look at the blowouts at home to Auburn and Missouri. It doesn't make a lot of sense with these two sports at home versus the road, which is not necessarily indicative of what teams usually do at home.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's bizarre, how that flips around. But you think this is, I don't know, this might be interesting to watch. Look, Musselman doesn't like senior day, doesn't he? He doesn't. Do they do introductions? I think one year they didn't.
Yeah, I think it's when there's guys that he wants back. Let's be honest.
Well, who does he want back?
I don't think. The fact that Devo's walking tonight gives me a sense that he's played his final game at Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah, I think so.
As an Arkansas Razorback.
I think so.
The other guys are eligibility, with the exception of Denaje Harris. He, I think, has 1 year, but that leads me to believe he's not going to be back. But the other guys like Battle and Mark's not a senior, but Battle is, for example.
Minifield.
Yeah, Minifield, who's younger. Those guys are wanting back, so they're definitely not going to walk on senior day. But yeah, I think that's
and guys that are just deciding to go in the portal, they don't get, their family doesn't get roses and everything. They don't do those.
Doesn't
guys are going to leave.
Doesn't seem like that's the case. But that is that's a set for tonight. Also, wanted to mention this. You remember the end of the Tennessee and Missouri game last year in football, where Eli Drinkwitz was caught? I don't know if it was a hot mic or it was an intentional. And he tells Josh Heupel, "Josh, we stand on business," and walked off. And everyone was like, "Why did he say that?" And I think it just came out yesterday that he told the defense before the game, if they played as good as they did, that he would tell Josh Heupel that after the game. So he followed through on it, because apparently the defense was standing right behind him when he walked up to the handshake line. But evidently that motivated Missouri to kick Tennessee's butt that day, and paid off. I just don't know how many coaches bet with their players to say something critical to another head coach.
Well, disrespectful.
Yeah.
It wasn't critical. It was disrespectful.
That's a better way to put it.
And he made the deal that he's going to be disrespectful. Well, he can be better than that. He can figure out some other trick that he's got that don't involve a statement that he makes to the other team. I think that it's and then what he did when Tennessee basketball, and he was taunting players and stuff. Especially with that basketball team, they can't back him up. His defense could. That basketball team, they can't. There wasn't any way they could back up any of the football coach's thoughts. But he he continues to do things that someday it all is going to come crashing down, and there will be no mercy from anybody. Not that, there sometimes is. It's like he's got a guy working for him, Rick Jones, that would show mercy. Didn't he, Tommy?
Often.
Greenwood?
When he had a team, I've seen him lead
he
games.
He can win 35-0 and be happy.
I've seen him be up 35-0, 42-0 at half, and win the game 35-0, 42-0. Yeah.
Well, Eli Drinkwitz needs to sit down with Rick Jones and have him counseled. I think that and maybe he's done that. Maybe Rick is like, I can't help this boy.
Well, here's another beef I had this morning that I had written down is a couple preseason polls and opinions have come out with teams. Missouri's preseason top 10, and I find that as an Arkansas Razorback born and bred fan for 29 years. I just find that so irritating. And again, you got to play out the season. And Missouri could, with these high expectations, could falter and flounder. And again, pride comes before the fall, haughty spirit. So maybe that happens for Drink. But it is so aggravating to me that is clearly, I'm not talking about over time, but that is clearly the better football program right now. And it's not close.
It was close 2 years ago, so that's how quickly it can flip around. Mm-hmm. Because he was, after his first 2 years, there was thought that he was going to be on the hot seat by this year.
Yeah, you're right.
And they flipped that around. And you can say what you want about Missouri and what their position is, but when they came into the SEC, they were ready. I don't know whether Texas and Oklahoma are. I suspect Texas is. I suspect Oklahoma is not. But they came in, and they're going to Atlanta under Gary Pinkel.
Yeah.
They did.
He was
now Georgia wasn't Georgia then, but
they still did it.
But they did it.
Yeah.
You're right. No arguing that.
And they were competitive in the Big 12 as they exit. So that was not a surprise. And so you got to give them credit, but it can flip around for Sam Pittman too. I think that's what we have to say. And
if Eli doesn't have the season they just came off of, he may have been fired following the season.
Yeah, you're right. And again, you think about Schrader, the story there, which even as an Arkansas fan, you got to like his pathway to stardom last year. Luther Burden was one of the better wide receivers in college football. And then Clay, you could have, it's not Connor Cook. Who's their quarterback last year that ended up being a
well, he was to me a game manager that turned into a difference maker.
Yeah, he ended up being a pretty good QB. So
really good.
And that was just again some credit to Eli Drinkwitz when he was putting his butt to the flame. He came through last year.
The margin is so fine. All it takes is that quarterback to sprain his ankle, or it's you get an injury or two in the offensive line, and then you go right back where you were, because they don't have the depth that Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama and LSU. They don't. They might at some point, but that's not what I saw last year. They had enough, and they were fun to watch in the bowl game against. It was Ohio State, wasn't it?
Yes, which they pulled out that victory because Ohio State, including their quarterback.
Well, Ohio State beats them by 3 touchdowns if they got their guys.
I agree. Yep.
They're not in that league yet where they're they're not a Final Four team. They might be a Final 12 team.
No. They are a team that's definitely in contention for the new revamped playoff this year, as is Ole Miss. And I wonder, when you look at the new setup of the SEC, you mentioned Texas, which as much as we hate to admit it, they are going to be ready for this league. We saw it in Tuscaloosa last year. I think that they've got linemen on both sides of the football, and I know they lost their big D tackle, but they've got some dudes.
Good players. Yeah, they do.
Quinn Ewers is one of the best quarterbacks in not just
wide receivers.
Yeah, and they lost Worthy and one or two other guys, but they've been recruiting.
They might have lost a running back, but
they've
got. I mean, they're talented,
yeah,
and they look like they understand how to play the game now. They didn't when they came to Arkansas. They got whipped on in both sides of the ball. I'm talking about up front. But that's Texas ought to be good. That's been the mystery for the last 15 years, is what is wrong with Texas. They've hired some good coaches, and they have not been able to fix the culture. Maybe Sarkisian has done that.
So if I gave you 4 teams, so Georgia is going to be the predominant favorite of the SEC to no doubt make the playoff, right? Carson Beck's back. They got a lot of pieces. Smart's done a great job down there. Only one
great recruiting.
Yeah, unbelievable. But if I gave you 4 other teams and you had to pick one of them to make the college football playoff, I gave you Kalen DeBoer in year 1 at Bama. Gave you Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss with what they've got out of the portal. I gave you Missouri, who we just talked about. And I gave you Texas. Which of those 4 teams would you say I'm going to put money on them to make the playoff in addition to Georgia?
Yeah, I'm going to give you one that you didn't mention. But those are good ones. And I'm not saying this one's better than that, but I would add Tennessee in there. I think Tennessee, with the quarterback they've recruited and the way they've been able to run the ball, and their defense was good, I think Tennessee will be right there with Georgia this year.
Nico,
they may not beat them, but they're loaded.
Yeah, Nico's got a lot of talked about in the offseason with this whole NIL collective thing and them insinuating it's him. He's unbelievable.
Big time player.
Yeah, and Joe Milton was not what we thought he'd be after Hendon Hooker. Nico's the real deal, and even I'm not looking forward to when he walks into Fayetteville this year because that is going to be a battle trying to figure him out.
All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. If the winter weather over the last few months has got you down, beat the weather blues with the hot tub sale going on right now at Burton Pools and Spas. Save up to $5,000 on Hot Springs Tubs, the world's best-selling brand. Spend time with your family in the new Serenity Series 6-person tub. It's only $75.99. Warm up and say goodbye to winter blues with a hot tub from Burton Pools and Spas. You can find them in Springdale, Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Hey, at Burton's, they don't just sell hot tubs. They build long-term relationships. Again, online at burtonpools.com.
All right, so we close out What's Your Beef Wednesday. I've given a few of mine this morning. Tommy and Clay, we've got 30 seconds. Quick beef for both of you as we close out today's program.
You go, Tommy.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Clay.
I hate it, and I don't use that word much, is when I'm on the interstate and there's somebody in the left lane and they're doing 5 under the speed limit.
That's a good one.
I mean, it just drives me bananas. I want to flash my lights. I want to honk my horn. I want to shake my fist when I go by them on the right.
Yep.
I don't do any of those things, but they all come into my mind. And it just
feel better.
And my blood pressure goes up. And how about this? They're in the left lane with their blinker on for 4 miles.
Yeah.
That's a
There's
good one.
nowhere for them to go left.
Tax season. Just trying to put it all together.
That too.
That's all I'll say. Just tax prep.
All right. Good show, everybody.
For the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479